G'day fellas, and welcome to a casted game. Spawning in on the southwest side of the map, playing in the colour orange. As the Malians, it is the one and only Wallalo god himself, Salami. And on the east side of the map, playing as the English, representing Istanbul Wildcats, it's Casper. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Dry Arabia. We're here on probably the greatest map to have ever existed, and that's just simply because it's simple. Keep it simple, stupid. It's exactly what I tell Bidlin every day as I command he make maps that are way too complex. We do have an early barracks opening coming out for Casper. For anyone wondering who Bidlin is, Bidlin's a community map maker turned official map maker. So he is a very creative individual, does a lot of great maps, but I don't think he actually made Dry Arabia. Actually, I wonder who made Dry Arabia. Maybe like, was Arabia just like the old school original Age of Empires 2 map, maybe? And then they just like, then, I mean, it was probably made by Ensemble Studios, right? Like, I guess, yeah, I guess it probably was. Anyway, men at arms moving across the map. Nice early opening here. Interesting to me that Salami hasn't actually gone for the trade landmark yet. And he's left no spaces for himself to do it either. It's kind of a bit awkward, but maybe he just puts the trade landmark right here instead. Maybe he just chads up like an absolute giga chad and just drops it, boom, right there. But maybe he doesn't. Maybe he doesn't go for trade. This is Salami we're talking about, though. And you guys know when it comes to Salami, there's one thing the Delhi does better than any. That is trade. I'm not talking about the Delhi. I'm not talking about the civilization. You know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about where you get the salami from. Now let's talk a little bit about this matchup. Malians, English. Battle of the late game, potentially. It could be. English known for their very strong late game. Malians, of course, known for their strong economy, which naturally leads to a very strong late game. Don't have the most pop efficient units. They have a great economy. A lot of gold guaranteed in the late game. So it means that potentially we could see this go to the Imperial Age. Always could be possible. Check in now over with Casper as he brings in the second and the third men at arms. It's looking strong early on. Villagers now moving out over to gold. Age up going to come through shortly. But speaking of age up, Salami on the other side of the map. Does he dare look to drop it down right here? He goes for the Manta Quarry. This is not something I expected to see. Not from Salami, and not on a map like Dry Arabia, where he's got a really nice trading post in the corner of the map. Beautiful position on this backside here as well to drop down the market, but I guess against the English, it's kind of dangerous, right? One of the ways that you could potentially shut down trade is through knights. English. I mean, we haven't seen a whole lot of it, but the Drush FC, I would have expected to have started looking a little bit stronger now as the English. You guys hear that, men at arms? Now I'm noticing I might have to do a little bit of maintenance on my mouse wheel. Sometimes I'm zooming in and it zooms out, and sometimes I'm zooming out and it's zooming in. What kind of mouse have I got? I got a Logitech Pro Superlight, apparently. So maybe I gotta put a few more weights in it or something like that. I don't know. It's just not working the best. First house has gone down. Second house under attack. You guys can see like right now how it's like it's zooming in. I wasn't trying to zoom in. And we do see a barracks thrown down, so Salami gonna be looking to time the barracks here with the finish of with the completion of the Manta Quarry. Expect to see a couple of Musafati coming out. Back over on the other side of the map, we can see that as Casper begins to approach that all-important 400 food, it's almost got 200 gold already to go. Age up about to come through. Barracks about to come through. Casper putting on some pretty good pressure here. Remember, it's only 75 wood. It's not a huge amount, right? Like, sure, it's big. It's annoying. It's a reduction in gold as well. I guess that's another way to look at it. But overall, it doesn't really do that much. Can you see how it's like slightly zooming in sometimes and zooming out sometimes? That is the unintentional mouse. But we do see the first of the Musafati coming in now. Men at arms under attack. He's got to be careful, that Musafati. He's fighting 1v3 at the moment. Townsender blasting out a whole bunch of shots. Musafati, don't do it. Don't sacrifice yourself, sir. Now he's on very low health. Sure, he got one kill. Second Musafati out now. Council Hall coming up for Casper as well. How fast that Musafati is. Look at a beautiful micro ride there coming out from Salami. He should be able to clean this up now. So 3 men-at-arms getting thrown away for 1 Musafari. Might be a second Musafari here. See, he will get the charge off. There we go. So trades out 2 Musafari for 3 men-at-arms. Musafari's worth 80 resources. A men-at-arms worth much more, 120. So really nice opening trade there for Salami. Some decent damage done by Casper, but I think you just got to ask the question, is it worth it though, right? Like, Spearmen could be doing the same thing out here. And they're a lot cheaper. And obviously you can't make Spearmen in the Dark Age as the English, but maybe we actually start seeing less men-at-arm opening against the Malians because of an opening like that. It doesn't seem like it really hurt Salami, right? Like, he just puts down 3 more houses and he's good to go. He's back to the drawing board. Now Casper Age's up. Over on his side of the map, we can see Wheelbarrow is coming in. Everything going pretty standard for Casper at this stage. A 6-minute age up's about where you want to be after a drush like that. Now we do see an archery range coming up for Salami. Salami playing a very different style, and already those cows coming out. 75 gold, by the way. Is this the new cow economy? The buffed up cows. I've been looking for a way to exploit them, and obviously you think of the big cow landmark as a potential way to exploit them. You're like, ooh, big cow landmark. You're so fine. You're so fine. You blow my mind, big cow landmark. But it's not really that good, right? Like, the Faruma garrison's much better. I'd much rather have a Faruma garrison than I would the big cow landmark. Sure, big cow landmark's still good, but you can still get cows. Chuck them in cattle ranches. You don't have to go for the big cow landmark. Whereas the Faruma garrison, you miss out on that. You're missing out on cheaper units for the rest of the game. Very easy to macro for. 5 barracks equivalent and archery ranges. Remember, you can also make archers from there, which are the counter units. And the javelin throwers, of course. The longbow's going to start moving out. Spots out the first of the Musafari. And I wonder whether Casper moves into a longer feudal age play, or whether he thinks about going up to castle. But judging by his upgrades, with double broadaxe coming through for both of these players now, you'd expect it's probably going to be a longer feudal than it's going to be a quicker castle. You can see Casper's got wheelbarrow and double broadaxe, which is normally a really good indicator of a man who intends to play heavy longbow comps. On the other side of the map, though, we do see double broadaxe through for Salami, and also looks like he's going to be picking up iron undermesh here. Second lumber camp's come down. A couple of javelin throwers going to get made here. These guys should be able to hold their own pretty well against the longbowmen. Just remember, once the longbows get enough numbers to start one-shotting out these javelin throwers, that's when it gets a bit harder for them. Scout around the back of the base. Mining camp down here nice and safe. It's begun work on the second pit mine already. Now Salami actually moving into the stable. Going for a 1-1-1 opening. Picking up a scout here as well. If you look at the perspective of Salami, he's already got a scout on the map. Musafari to the north. Scout to the south. Could be thinking about professional scouts as an option. Obviously, he's got cows. Been focusing on wheelbarrows. Did I say focusing on wheelbarrows? Focusing on cows, rather. And down to the south, the javelin throwers. Looking to pick up those longbowmen. Outpost was coming up. Gets denied. Nice little micro coming out from Salami. Looks like a wolf getting in on the action. I don't know how I missed that. I guess Casper didn't even want to take the fight. I can see the damage is quite low down here. Now back up to the main base. We see a second stable coming out. It's going to be Sofa Warriors, though. He is picking up Warrior Scouts, which is a bit curious. I mean, I like Warrior Scouts. I just don't think it's really that hot. That's probably the best way to say it, all right? It's not that hot. Sofa out now. Salami off to a really good start here. Now, what's going on for Casper? Because he's thrown down a lot. Oh, is he going castle? Surely he's not going castle. He's going horseman? English horseman? Interesting style from Casper. I mean, Casper's always looking to reinvent the wheel, isn't he? Not really reinvent the wheel, but I guess reinvent the wheel is probably the best way to say it. He's always looking to do something interesting, right? Needs to drop another lumber camp down, that's for sure, though. No horticulture just yet. More units moving out. Casper might have a bit of a tough time here. Up against javelin throwers, they're not going to be too difficult, but the Sofa Warriors, that's going to be the hardest part to deal with. Because the Sofa are going to be breaking even. Well, not even breaking even, but doing very well against any horseman. If Casper chooses to go into Horseman and Salami just sticks it out, going on Sofa, Horsemen have got a really good bonus against ranged units. Sofa have got a very high flat damage rate. 16 damage. And now, look at this. Cheeky 3 little longbows coming in on the backside. Where'd these guys come from? Villager number 1 under pressure. Beautiful micro coming out from Casper. Still Salami not yet awake. There we go. First Ville goes down. Second Ville. Looks like it might make it out alive. Oh! He almost gets it. He doesn't, though. And at the same time, we do see a little bit of a raid over on the Casvan side, the English side of the world. Javelin. Sofa out here. Now, there's more than enough horsemen to clean this up, but are they going to spot it? They do indeed spot it. Horseman numbers are looking really good. Lots of farms underneath that town center. We can see that there are plenty of horsemen, more than enough to clean this up. Back in the base, it looks like 2 so far was more than enough to clean that up. Longbows here helping out. So, while there was a fair bit of aggression that's happened early on in this game, I'd say it's still been a pretty quiet game. Right, there hasn't been super big clashes. Not a huge amount of losses. We did see 3 villages going down. Salami losing quite a bit on the backside here. Casper also losing one. But overall, nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy just yet. Well, hold on a minute, though. Because Feudal Age Horseman's pretty crazy. Especially for the English. But this does synergize pretty well with what they want to do, right? Once they get to the Castle Age, they want to go knights. It's a big part of their game plan. But he's got the speed advantage here. He just moves straight up onto the javelin throwers. He says, you know what? You're out here, exposed. There's no Donzos here to protect you. Sure, you got a couple of Sofa warriors, but it's not going to be enough. Picks up a couple of them. Loses plenty of cav, though. 4 horsemen at this point taken out. Another men-at-arms coming through. Casper just doing what he does best. 1 unit around the back side of the base. Very cheeky, very annoying. And now another counterattack coming in. Big walls coming up, though, for Casper. Looking to begin preparing for the late game. Preparing for the mid game, potentially. Stopping those raids from coming in. And obviously not going to have a whole lot of luck here as another raid does begin moving in for Salami. Towards that west side of the map. Another raid coming in, though, for Casper. Both of these guys going pretty crazy with the cavalry. In a matchup like this, you wouldn't expect cavalry to be such a core component. But when you think about it, right? Well, I don't want to make longbows because you can make javelin. So, I can't really make men-at-arms because you can make Musafari. And obviously, I can't make spearmen because even if I make spearmen, well, you can deal with those very easily with your archers, your javelins, all that kind of stuff. So I'm kind of left just to make horsemen, give you the bit of a runaround. So it makes sense from the perspective of Casper. And we do see he's working towards a castle age behind this, which is definitely the right thing to do. He needs to be getting up as quickly as he can here. Because quickly it's becoming evident that the Malians might have an early advantage over the English. After watching what happened, because the English, what they love to do, longbowmen, men-at-arms. They're happy to play a long feudal age, plenty of longbowmen, plenty of men-at-arms, just get them out there, start messing with your opponent. But with Musafari and Sofa, how do you possibly deal with that? I mean, you can go spearmen and longbows. I guess that might be the way to do it. Maybe you start mixing in spearmen into your army. But even then, your enemy just adds in some archers or adds in a couple of javelin throwers behind it, and they're having a field day. Sofa chased away. Salami might be looking for an age up himself. Speaking of age up, King's Palace now coming down. Plenty of farms down here in the base of Casper. In total right now. Sitting on 16 farms. He's got space for another 2. And everything going well so far. As soon as he ages up, you're going to expect to see him drop down a monastery. Maybe another stable. And indeed it is another stable. Third stable definitely going to help out here. He's going to be moving into knights. But remember, Salami's got the counter. Not only does he have spearmen, but he's got Musafari. They fight very well. Look at this. We've got a whole bunch of Donzo coming out. So, javelin throwers. Maybe giving a little bit of insight as to the plans here. Casper. But the age up comes through. Javelin throw is going to be in a bit of a tough spot here. Trying to focus down that one villager. Fortunately, he's got his textiles. He's going to be A-okay. One javelin goes down. The importance here of putting our landmark on top of the gold vein. Saving us a couple of villagers there for sure. And now another cleanup coming in on the north side. Casper going to be losing out, or rather taking out more units. Nice micro coming in, but I don't think it's going to be enough. He loses one of the horsemen, but at least he's able to clean up the rest of the javelin throwers in the north. And don't tell me this is a push coming in from Salami before he's due to age up. He's shortly about to age up. This is not a good idea for him. But he's looking to try and push the advantage. Veterans he's coming through on the horsemen at the moment. Farimba Garrison behind this, coming through. Looks like he's focusing down the Musafari. Donzo's coming in the rear. Knight's also going to be coming out. And he heads in underneath the town center. The veterans he comes through. Donzo's are going to be out here on the backside. He needs to be focusing them down, and he is. The longbow's doing a decent job. Casper with some solid micro, but now Sofa going to be moving over to the east, heading out to the wood line. Villager's going to be focusing down upon them. He's trying to take out as many villagers as he can. He knows he's going to lose the battle. A bit of a curious push, though. Salami almost throwing away units here. It just doesn't really make sense to me. Your enemy's got the veterancy, they've got the network of castles, they've got the extra town center firing out the arrows, so why are we throwing away units? And he's continuing to throw them away, but getting some pretty decent trades here. I mean, you're happy to fight Donzos against knights, against any kind of cavalry, no matter when it's under an enemy town center or not. Farimba Garrison about to go up in the north of Salami's base, rather, not base. His base. Sounded like I had a lisp for a second, but it is not true. Take a look at this. Very, very smart from Salami. He's just going to drop his pit mine down here. Third pit mine over on that west side. Longbow numbers starting to build up, which is what he needs. Definitely what he needs. Pumping them out as hard and fast as he can. And now going to be starting to look to take control of the map. Maybe even look to pick up some relics. Let's see if we can spot a monastery coming down. Not yet. A little bit slow here from Casper. Love to see a monastery come down. Maybe over here somewhere. Just to make him that little bit closer. Over on the other side of the map, though. It's going to be a double mosque coming out from Salami. And this right here. This is what I love about Salami. Never forgets the relics. Always a big focus on them. He's got plenty of gold in the bank, so as long as he's got imams ready to go, he's got a lot of upgrades. Take a look at this. Farimba, or imported armor, wedge rivets, veteran javelin throwers, veteran sofa, veteran spearman, veteran on everything right now. Is Casper? Where is Casper moving? Where is he going right now? He's going for a forward stone mine. Raid coming through. It's knights and horsemen. No surprise. Casper now in the castle age. Giving him access to those knights. Very effective raiding units. He's got to be careful, though, not to lose them. He's out here being very annoying, doing lots of damage. He needs to try and keep them alive, and two villagers go down. At the same time, towards the north, it looks like another knight did go down. Donzo's here, spawning and almost catching it. Casper says, hey, you want one? Have two. Have three. And they go down together, in sync. Not in sync, in sync. I know there's a lot of fans of NSYNC out there. But it would be irresponsible of me to say anything to you guys other than bye. Donzo numbers starting to build. Javelin throwers as well. We can see that Salami's really moving into this Javelin Donzo comp. One of the strongest comps that you can get. In feudal age, early castle. Starts to fall out of favor once the sofa come online. And they should be reaching that point soon. The sofa with their upgrades. Let's see if we can spot them out. Got plenty of armor. There we go, there's one. 7 armor. 7 armor against 9 longbowmen attack. That's pretty good. I'm not a mathematician, but you don't need to be to understand that. He's doing 2 damage. 2 ranged damage to every sofa. Every shot he takes. When you consider the fact he's only sitting on 14 longbows, it's 28 damage. Compare that to the health of the sofa. That's a lot of shots per sofa. He's going to need some spearmen. Yet to add them in, instead going into men-at-arms. which can work as pseudo-spearmen against horsemen. But against Sofa. Remember, Sofa have got that higher damage value. They also get a bonus against infantry. Not just any infantry, but just all infantry. More units rallying across the map. Salami coming in onto the farmland. The farmland? The farmland? Either way, it's the land where the farms are. Javelin throwers together with the Donzos looking just to take out a farm, but hold your horses right now. Because the Sofa are moving in. And Casper is looking to defend. Looking to hold on a little bit longer. It's definitely struggling at the moment. It's going to have to fall back. The army right now is huge for Salami. More than double and a half. Javelin throwers moving in underneath the town center. Javelin throwers up to 6 armor compared to the 9 damage of the veteran longbowman. Needs to try and pick up +2. You can see it's coming through for Salami, but not yet coming through for Casper. Springwood in placement. Looking to pick it up on an outpost, but he's getting overwhelmed at this point. How strong is the English defense? That is the question. Can Casper hold on? Men-at-arms are going to be more than enough to clean up the javelin throwers, but he's got to watch out for any of those potential Sofa attacks, and we can see them over on the west side. Salami continuing to secure up relics. That's going to be the 3rd one picked up in the north of the map. Back over towards the base of Casper. He's got a villager lead, but when it comes to military, he's suffering. He's suffering big time right now. Spamming out units as best he can. A real lack of food. The consequence right now of not walling up on this north side has meant that his farms are not secure. He's got walls down to the south. He's secured up the relic, the stone. He's adding in more farms. But still, he runs out of food. He's only got 16 vills on food, and they're only just moving back out now onto the farms. 16. Single villager running back, escaping from the Musafati. Sprinkled emplacements come through. He's looking to hold this position a bit longer. And full walls now coming through for Salami. That onion defense. And I love to see this. To be honest, I'm surprised we don't see this more. I feel like every Civ should be doing this on every map in every matchup. Even the Mongols should be doing it. Especially the Mongols. Mongols, why aren't you walling more? You need to be walling more, Mongols. You just know there's going to be like that unranked guy in the chat that's like, Drongo, you're an absolute noob. If you'd played the campaign, you would know that Mongols can't wall. And that's a good point. Thank you. Thank you, Jesse. Keep coming down, though, for Casper. I like this keep. This keep prevents him from dying, which is really key, right? Like, you don't want to die. That's not a good thing. Death is not good, both in real life and in video games. But what this does is it allows him to reach the late game. With this, it buys him time to go Imperial. As long as he gets his walls up, that's going to be really key. Needs to get these walls up. And I kind of wonder, why did he go for this stone mine in the middle of the map? When he could have just gone for this one. He's got a big one right to the north of his base, and he knows about it as well. Keep coming up for Salami. Looking to begin securing out the parts of these maps. So doing the right thing. This is what you really want to do to start taking control of the map. And we can see the Imam going up to capture the sacred site. Keep could be placed a little bit more defensively to actually protect the sacred site and the gold. It might not even matter. Men-at-arms heading straight towards that position. Does Casper know? Does Casper know? Why is he up? Why is he going up there? Oh, he knows about the big gold mine. That's why. He just assumes that he's on the big gold mine with the pit mine. That's going to be a cancel on the keep for sure. Lord Doubt is... Oh, never mind. Oh, never mind that. That's a lot of Musafati. And this is why Men-at-Arms don't work against the Malians, right? Because it's so easy to just make Musafati. And yeah, sure, you've got your extra armor, but it means nothing. The Musafati just rip them apart. They're doing 26 damage to them. It's like a knight. These are like knights that path 1,000 times better, and they cost 1/3 of the price. It's kind of crazy. And look at the numbers now coming out for the Malians. Did the devs go too far with the Malians? Crazy amounts of production, but you can see Casper's trying to get Imp. But the thing is, even if he gets Imp, he might still die. Sure, he gets the Wingard Palace. Wingard Palace goes down in the back of the base. But what do you get out of it? You get trebs slowly. But right now, we need something to keep ourselves alive. Do I dare suggest a mangonel? No, not at all. A mangonel would be crazy. There's nothing here to even deal with. Or to I mean, you make a mangonel. What does it counter? Ooh, damn! That is a lot of Musafari now. Salami. You know, we call him the Wololo god, but maybe we got to start calling him the Musafari god. This is impressive, the amount of numbers he's got here. And now just starting to siege down the king's palace. Villager count, the deficit, almost non-existent. 4 vills the difference. Landmark goes down. Honestly, I feel like the Musafari could just snipe landmarks. Actually, could that be a thing? Could you just go mass Musafari and snipe landmarks? Because at the end of the day, the archers aren't that good against them, right? Like, hypothetically, on paper, yes. But in reality, I mean, the Musafari are so good. Did they go too far with the Musafari? Casper lagging a little bit behind here. More villagers going down, but at the same time, Salami still yet to really catch up. Now, there we go. Longbows teeing off on the backside. Taking out plenty of the Musafari. Spearman on the front line, able to hold it. So in a head-to-head battle, it's going to be a clear victory for the longbow pike. The longbow spear. But obviously, when you've given him the runaround, it's a different story. So now the question comes, how do you stop him from giving you the runaround? And you already know the answer. It's walls, baby. Casper needs to get walls up. Just chuck a stone wall up here. You got 391. Chuck another stone wall over here. Stand everything at your front keep. Don't let him in. That's got to be the way you got to do it here. See, and the problem with this wall here is you can just come down over to the edge and run through. It's not a big deal. Landmark now being repaired up for Casper. Still yet to hit that Imperial timing. But look at the resources Salami's got stacked up. He could be thinking about doing the same thing. Plenty of vills back here. Pit mine's still working. Remember that. Lots of cows underneath the town center. It's got 35 vills on food, apparently. No idea where they are, though. More vills on gold. More vills on gold. 42 vills on gold. I think we found it. And there it is. It's going to be the Griot Bara. 30 villagers building the Griot Bara. 3 unique powers, I guess is probably the best way you could say it. They're not called powers. What are they called? They're called, they've got a special word. Festivals. 3 festivals that you can use with the Griot Bara. Number 1, increases your production speed. Number 2, increases your siege attack damage. Doubles it. And number 3, increases your food gather rate. Giving you the food festival. Which festival does he look to use? That's going to be the question. I like to time my festival with my pushes. If I'm going to be pushing down a keep or something like that, you get 2 trebs out, and you use the siege festival. Can be really helpful. But now Casper, he's not even looking for Imperial Age anymore. He realizes that now might be go time. Remember, the elite upgrades are coming through. Elite Sofa. Elite Musafari. Musafari moving into the front of the base. Gonna get cleaned up. Plenty of horsemen here to trample them back. Get out of here, boys. The longbow's coming up the rear. Spearmen, men-at-arms together as well. Musafari yet to get their upgrades. 105 health at the moment. Once that elite upgrade comes through, there we go. Up to 130. That makes a difference because all of them have got that elite upgrade now. Back to the safety of his walls. But remember, the stealth god Salami makes his way around the walls. And he gets found out. He's going for the landmarks. Oh, he's going for the landmarks. We've got ourselves another landmark snipe attempt. He took out the first one. He saw the power of the Musafari. And at the same time, pushing across the other side of the map. We've got a double landmark sniper tempo, I think, coming in right now. Casper gonna try. He's got 1 extra landmark to kill, though. The Musafari just focusing down the landmarks. I can't believe I foreshadowed it like this. Second landmark goes down. Salami gonna do it. The stealth god right now coming out. What? How do you deal with this? You just go and snipe the landmarks. The problem that you've got is all of the units just clump up together so easily, so well. You can't stop them. There's too many of them, and good game gets called. Casper says, I know you're going to beat me. Just take it already. What a game. The Musafari. They started out as this unit that people said was terrible. And now look at them. Now look at me, Mum. No hands. Fellas, I'll put links to Salami and Casper. Go check them out. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Goodbye.